Yulon True and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. Today is time for a ship again, and this time it's the Hijacked Legionary. A lot of people recently asked me about the hijacked ships, and so it's time that I start making the videos on them because it is a little bit different than other ships. But before I get to the ship, if you like my videos but still haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and do click this little bell that you see there to get all the notifications that new videos are out, because at the moment there are 2 videos a day and you won't miss one if you turn on the notifications. But if we want to have a look at the ships now, on the top left of the screen there's ships, officers, etc. And we just click on ships there. And then we get the list of ships that are available. And then I just need to scroll a bit and scroll and scroll, and that shows you that it's not a first beginner's ship, because otherwise I wouldn't have to scroll that far. It's not a very high level ship, but it is already a level 26 shipyard. Like the original Legionary, you need a level 26 shipyard if you want to build this. It is an uncommon ship, and it has a ship ability that's the Federation Killer. The Legionary's weapon damage is increased by 30% against Federation ships. That is the kind of advantage you could expect from a Romulan ship at some point. But I always would go for the original. Sometimes it might make sense because of the upgrading stuff, because you have a little difference in the upgrading costs here. Because if you want to upgrade the Legionary, you will need certain materials. But before I get to that, and for that I have to recall my Mayflower, the original one that I'm auto-leveling at the moment, because when you're level 40 plus, you are building and scrapping ships the whole time, because you need so much material and they provide that. You might have seen my video on scrapping ships about that. But if we want to have a look where to get the Hijacked Legionary, we need to go to the factions, and that's on the top left again, ships, officers, command, factions, and there we click on the factions. And then we go to the augment store. I already clicked that earlier. And here you see that you can get blueprints for the Hijacked Legionary, the Hijacked D3, and the Hijacked Mayflower. And they cost 2,200 augment credits. That's those. Not to mix them up with independent credits. Those you need for upgrading officers and stuff. And you can buy them here. But augment credits are those that you earn by exchanging data here in the augment store. And so for one blueprint, you need 2,200 augment credits, and you need 80 blueprints to build it. But that's not the only source for the blueprints. The other source is in your events. And now I forgot, I was too fast. On the top right, where the com badge is, that is where you find your events. If you're wondering why I'm always doing that, even if I sometimes forget it, I know that I have quite a number of people that just started the game watching my videos, and that's why I'm explaining the ways to get where we're going, so that they can follow and will find what they need. And if we scroll here, there would be, if I'm filming on a Thursday evening or a Friday, there would be an Apex event. And if we, on top, you see next to events is event store. If we click that, there we can see the Apex Outlaw store, so to say, event store. And this event is every Thursday. And here you can exchange what you get from the event also for blueprints for hijacked ships. And we're talking about the Legionary. You need contraband chips for that. You get them from completing certain events in the Apex event, and one chest costs 1,250 of those contraband chips. So that's another source to get them. And now we quickly go to one of my ships that then I will put the Legionary on it. I quickly have to repair that one. Just got back from auto leveling, as I said. And then I put the Legionary on. If you're wondering about all the ships and have a defense, so I have to do a lot of things before we start defense. So I'm filming very early today. On Thursday mornings we also very early have a defense already. So here's my Hijacked Legionary. You see it's only tier 2 because I'm not doing very much with it. If I want to upgrade it, I don't only need the standard material like crystal and ore in case of the Legionary, but I also need uncommon plutonium, or later common rare plutonium, or in the beginning common one. This you get in the Augment Faction store at level 24, and that's nice that they all describe it here already if you just click on it. And your reputation must be pawn, your level must be 24, and that is stuff that you use to upgrade the components of the botany bay as well. So first of all, you will need the plutonium for the botany bay, and that's one of the things why I wouldn't do much with a Hijacked Legionary, because I rather use the plutonium at that level still for my botany bay, because it takes a little bit to max that thing as well. And so I didn't do much with it. I sometimes, that's why it's tier 2 and not tier 1, just had nothing else I could upgrade in material events where I had to spend material to gain some points. And so I did that. Or there was an event where in the Apex events where you get points for tiering up one of the hijacked ships, and that's probably the reason why this is tier 2 and not tier 1, because I just tiered it up to gain some points. But otherwise I don't do anything, because those hijacked ships have no big use, but they still have downsides, and I always stay with the original. But before I say something about the original versus the hijacked, I mean, at least it's a nice picture that you see right now. But that's unfortunately still typical at the moment, and I'm not editing that out because I'm not sugarcoating anything, as you know. It crashed again. So I cannot show you anything else, and I'm glad it happened at this point of the video. Otherwise I would have filmed twice and filmed in pieces, because the game crashed once again, which is happening on the iPads a lot of times recently, and even after the updates where they said they repaired it, it's still happening a lot. And I wouldn't even dare to do waves on my iPad. I always go to my desktop to do waves, because my people from my alliance that are doing it on iPhone or iPad, they are not crashing as much as before, but still crashing a lot. They cannot do a single wave defense without crashing at least once, twice, thrice, whatever. And so that's real life in this game. I love this game. That's why I'm playing it and why I'm making videos on it. But that is just the reality you have to live with. And I want to give you the real picture here in my video. So Scopely still has to work on the iOS version. But we were at the original versus hijacked thing. Because there's one thing why especially the Legionary and the D3 are really bad compared to the original. Because even when you unlock the cloak for the D3 or the Legionary, the cloak will not work on the hijacked version. I was on my first server when I played for the first time really happy that I got the hijacked D3, I guess it was at the time, much earlier than the original one. And then I was, yeah, cloak. That's why I did that all the time. Was the first time I thought I can cloak. And then I unlocked the cloak and nada. It's not working on the hijacked ships. It's only working on the original versions. So the hijacked versions even can't cloak. And the whole point of that ship size, from my point of view, is cloaking. So if you ask me, stay to the original one. I have them because I'm a ship collector. I still don't have the Separatist D3 because I always had something better to get in events where I could get them. But I just want to have one ship of every kind. I'm just that kind of guy. I'm a ship collector, but I will not really use them or upgrade them. Sometimes I use them because there's you get triple points when you use a hijacked ship. Okay, then I do that and just put one on auto level and let it do get me some points. But I'm not upgrading them or whatever. I just want to have them on my ship list. And as long as my ship list has free spaces, because it doesn't all the time, but that's a topic for another video, I can have them just for having them and for talking about it like in this video. If you have experience with hijacked ships or have questions or requests for videos, I did several requested videos recently, so I always try to do if I can when you ask for it. And or if you just want to say hi and where you're from, because I'm a curious person and I know that you're from all over the planet. So I'm happy about every comment, and I do read them, as many could see, because I answered them. And that is always a nice thing to have this kind of feedback as well. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.